Maybe this is the last one. Will this be the last of these ed puzzles for today? Just think, it's almost a long break. We'll make it. We'll make it. All right, we're on page 2 because that comes after page 1. But we are working on cube roots now. All right, so let's just do a couple of these. Cube root, cube root, cube root. Now, one basic thing. Now, I'm not going to list the perfect cubes. You listed those in your table of contents. But I'm going to put here instead one thing about perfect cubes. Square root of a negative. That is a no-no. You cannot do that. But the cube root of a negative, you can do that. So you'll notice if you look back at the square root problems, there were no negatives. So let's just do a couple of these. The cube root of 8. If you look here, the cube root of 8, right here, you find 8. You go back over here. The cube root of 8 is 2. Why? Because 2 cubed gives you 8. And negative 343. If you find 343 over here, the cube root of 343 is 7. But since this is negative 343, it would be negative 7. See that? And you know what the cube root of 27 is. 27 is 3. But since it's negative 27, the answer is negative 3. So what do you do when you take the cube root of a number that is not a perfect cube? You do it the same way that you do square roots, except it's cube roots. So for example, 40. Let's list all the perfect cubes up to, but not including 40. Well, 1, 8, 27. The next one is 125, so I can stop there. What is the largest of these numbers that goes into 40? Well, it's 8. It's 8. So 8 times what is 40? 40 is 8 times 5. You guessed it. So you're going to write this down as 2 cube roots. Which one do you put first? Do you put the 8 first or do you put the 5 first? Well, you got to put the 8 first because that is your perfect cube. What is the cube root of 8? The cube root of 8 is 2. This is your leftover, so bring that down right beside the 2, and you write 2. How do you say that? 2 square roots of 5? 2 3 square roots of 5? No, it's 2 cube roots of 5. That's how you say that. So I'm just going to do 2 more of these, and that should be enough. Let's do number 31. Let's list all your perfect cubes up to, but not including 16. So it's 1, 8. Well, we don't have to write the next one because it's too big. Let's see. It would be 8. That's the biggest perfect cube up to 16. Now, 16 is 8 times 2. But wait a minute. I know that's negative 16. So where should you put the negative? So do you put the 8 first or you put the 2 first? You put the one that's a perfect cube first. The perfect cube is 8. Always put the negative with the one that's a perfect cube. What's the cube root of negative 8? The answer is negative 2. This is your leftover, so that comes straight down. I only need to do one more. That should be enough. Let's do number 36. All right, let me list all my perfect cubes. 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 216, 343. Now I'm going to tell you, we've gone far enough. You can probably tell which of these numbers goes into 875. Well, a hint, if it ends in 5, it's probably 125, and it is. So let's write that as cube root, cube root. Now, 875 is 125 times what? It's 125, 6, 7. It's 125 times 7. Now, it's 125. You put 120. Why do you put 125 first? Because it's the bigger number? No, it's because that's your perfect cube, and the negative goes with the perfect cube. What's the cube root of negative 125? Well, if you look at your chart there, it's 5. So the cube root of negative 125 is negative 5. This is your leftover that comes straight down, and that answer is read negative 5 times the cube root of 7. So that's how you do it.